Today's segment of Knowledge Share features Michelle Burgess of Mentavi Creative, focusing on getting to the starting line. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
So what do you mean actually by getting to the starting line?
So when we talk about marketing and communications, there's a lot of different points at which people start. So for our startups, our entrepreneurs, we always say, let's get you to the starting line. And what that really means is it's an exciting time for a business owner. It's a chance where you're really thinking about your business. It might have been a dream that's always been in the back of your head and now it's coming to fruition. Well, with marketing and communications, you need tools, you need resources to get yourself out there initially. Are you going to do a huge campaign in the beginning? No. From a budget standpoint, from a time standpoint, getting to the starting line are the immediate resources you need. So we think about it like a race. It's getting to the starting line. What do you need to do? And then we think about the long trajectory, overall, what needs to happen. So in getting to the starting line, there's a couple of basic things that we always recommend. And this is for our DIYers or those that want to take the time and energy and invest in some resources to do it right. Obviously, a name is the big thing. A lot of individuals that we work with, whether they're a consultant, a small business, sometimes they're trying to do business through their own name. Eventually, you're going to want to create an identity and a brand and a company name. And you're going to want to go through that process of filing with the state. Then the big cornerstone of any type of branding is your logo and really figuring out what that anchor message is. And with a logo, it's truly the fun representation of who you are, whether it's a modern look and feel, it's artistic, it's classic, and all of that can be threaded. So a logo, I truly feel, is a very important aspect to the work because that's your visual identity. Then the other aspect, of course, is having a web presence. And while designing websites can be seen or viewed as expensive, you can always create a splash page or some type of placeholder to reserve that space. And when time and budget permits, add those pages. Work with that design team in order to get it done at a reasonable cost. The other major token is business cards. Whether or not people are actually filing them away this day and age anymore, it's still something to hand out at a business meeting. It's still that normal transaction that happens between two people sitting down at a meeting or over a cup of coffee. You want that calling card, and you want it to look professional, you want it to look on point, and you want it to have your relevant information. The other recommendation that we have is update your social media information. As a small business owner, you want to create some initial pages. Get those in place. Get something on LinkedIn. Really start to establish yourself within the marketplace and then build tools and resources as you progress to have those tools once you get past the starting line.
That's great advice, Michelle. Do you have any final recommendations for our listeners?
A lot of times we get asked the question, how much should we set aside for marketing and communications when we're getting started? And that's kind of a hard question to answer when done by a consultant or done by an agency, because the old rule of thumb used to be based on a certain percentage, that you should set so much money aside and be able to execute what you need to do. Well, as we know with the startup, every single penny counts, and you're just trying to get everything launched. So I think at the end of the day, it's really thinking about setting aside money for printing your business cards, thinking about, do you have an upcoming trade show? Is there an important meeting? The thing that I can't stand at all is when I go to a meeting and I have nothing to give people. You want to be able to have some type of material. So whether it's a one-page overview that's explaining the premise of your business, whether it's a brochure, your business cards, think about something that you can physically hand out so that you don't feel empty-handed when you're meeting with people for the first time.
That's very helpful, especially for new and developing businesses. So for anyone who has any additional questions, they can certainly visit mentavicreative.com. Thank you.